Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures! It's time for yet another Kingdom Death release. This is the Court Barrister. So, much like a lot of the recent releases of the female models, at least, for Kingdom Death, they've been a lot more well-dressed than as of late. So I saw this, I was like, this is going to be an interesting challenge. I don't think I got a collector's edition. I like the blues. We don't usually get a lot of blues with Kingdom Death models. Let's see what she's got in here. So we have, it looks like her main dress, other than needing some cleanup along the bottom there. Definitely going to need some cleanup along the bottom there. Going to be two main pieces. Not a Kingdom Death model without a bunch of random hands and faces everywhere. The quite ornate looking upper torso. And, okay, what's going on here? So we have, I'm assuming this goes around her shoulders, and then we have the actual head. You'll notice there's a big empty spot there, and I'm pretty sure that's where this face and feather arrangement is supposed to go. Here we have a little random arm. And a random arm. I'm assuming that's a fan or something she's holding. I don't know what it is. Her barrister stick? I don't know. I do know that this doesn't look like it's going to be too complex to put together, other than the fact that I'm going to need to clean up the bottom edges of her dress. I was looking and I was wondering where... She doesn't even have any feet. But that's not that surprising when you think about it, because you would not be able to see it at all. Literally, all we can see from the bottom of the base is just the hem of her dress. So, give me a moment. We will get her all put together. We'll see how she stacks up to our court investigator and some of the other Kingdom Death models we have. So, sit tight. All right, we got our court barrister all put together here, and I gotta say, it's quite a different model for Kingdom Death. I mean, just the design, how she went together, the look, it's definitely something out of the ordinary. And again, another nice model that you can throw in all the naysayers' faces. Oh, it's just a bunch of scantily clad ladies in lewd and lascivious disposed, debauchery, whatever. Okay, anyway. But no, it's a pretty cool model. So it kind of reminded me actually of some of the Playmobil blind-bagged, poofy-dressed Victorian-era ladies I know my daughter had, where you had the two halves of the big hoop skirt clipped together. And basically, that's what most of her body is. There are no feet. I'm actually somewhat shocked. Having built some of those old, like, Animatactic models and various other things, especially by French and Spanish sculptors, not as a knock to any of them, but they had a habit of wanting to sculpt all of the intimates underneath those skirts, even though nobody would ever see them, and I just always found that amusing, so I was kind of surprised that there's nothing down there. But also, interestingly enough, you can't see anything from underneath it anyways if she's on the base. And she definitely continues to carry that Kingdom Death motif with the faces and the hands everywhere. Speaking of hands, unfortunately, her finger was supposed to be pointing up and was originally attached to the sprue via a very thin piece of resin, and I think this piece had come loose in transportation and it actually had snapped off. So I found a little piece of sprue, glued it on, and it's good enough. Although from some angles it looks like she's got a cigar in her hand or something. So yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but it's just very different. I really dug the blues and yellows and whites that were in the artwork for this model as well. So I'm going to see if I can attempt to replicate that. Probably not, but we can always try. Naturally, if we're going to have the barrister, we're going to have the investigator as well. And she seems a little short, actually, which is funny. I think it's her hair that kind of gives her the height. You can see, well, then again, our investigator also has a custom base. Grabbing our hospitaller here. I guess they're more close in scale. I went ahead and grabbed our village hero as well. Give you guys a good idea of the more pristinely dressed ladies of Kingdom Death. You could see that they're pretty much, I guess our present hero is a little bit bigger, but she's also got a bit of a resin custom base in there with the wolf head and the fact that she's a photo resin 3D printed model, whereas our barrister here is a traditional cast resin model. So kind of cool, kind of different, and as always, really makes me curious to see what we're going to see from Kingdom Death next. And like I've said in the last few videos as I've continued to review these models, it really seems like we're kind of veering away from the TNA cheesecake that the line kind of established itself with, you know, early on versus where we're going now. So who knows where we're going now? Obviously, we're going to be veering back into that territory as soon as I have my male pinup models, but at least in the meantime, we've got some nice, well-dressed ladies to keep everybody company on the tabletop. With that said, hopefully I will put a link down below if you guys really don't know where to get this stuff. Obviously, Kingdom Death, try to stay away from the scalpers. A lot of this stuff will end up getting an encore release sooner or later. Hopefully sooner, right? And it's not like, for whatever reason, it seemed like a lot of the more clothed models always were the ones that sat in the store. So I haven't checked back since I got her in the mail. Maybe she's still there. I don't know. Take a look. Who knows what you'll find, right? With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures. Saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.